Thank you for joining us from the Foundation Growth Consultancy. We obviously good value our partnership with you guys, and we wanted to get you on as our sort of first guest speaker. So I'm going to hand over to you really to talk about something that you're curious about, that you want to kind of have 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, and just talk away, something that takes your fancy, really.
Yeah, great stuff. But it's quite a big offer, because there's plenty I like to rant about and write about, and often things that annoy me. But yeah, I thought it was a really good question. There's loads going on at the moment as well to kind of look at, and things I'm curious about. But I'm actually still quite curious about something that happened just into the new year, around the kind of connection between what brands really promise and say they're going to do, and then the reality of what they actually deliver. But not just in terms of do they deliver the specific thing, but actually how the whole company works and presents itself, that we're seeing quite a lot of at the moment. So I actually started thinking about this just after the new year, when I thought, new year, new decade. I have plenty of time on trains. I should try and do some kind of calming thinking and relaxing and meditation.
Little did you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a lovely Who needs calm meditation at the moment? But I downloaded the Headspace app because I remember everyone had been talking about it, and it was a great app. And I was really interested, because you download the app and it presents itself as something that's going to help you relax and stay calm. And actually, the app itself does that. The content's fantastic. But in that first week after I downloaded it, I got sent 6 or 7 spam emails from Headspace, kind of asking me to sign up for stuff and asking me to rate how good the app was. There was even one that said, it's a Sunday, just relax and do nothing. And I thought this was really interesting, because while their core product was very good and true to what they were trying to offer, they hadn't really clocked on that one of the main things people probably want to escape from and relax from is tons and tons of emails kind of being deluged in. So it wasn't so much that their product wasn't offering what they were promising, but you could kind of see almost the internal culture. You could see the silos that were at play, because their marketing team clearly weren't thinking about the overall purpose that the company were trying to offer, which is this kind of relaxing meditation space. And the more I started to think about that, the more I thought, well, actually, you see that quite often with organizations. So, companies that email you, but they email you from a do not reply email address. So they want you to be really committed, but equally they are really connected to them, but equally they don't want you to actually get in contact with them. Or when you phone up a company and they say your call is very important to us, but clearly it's not important enough that they're going to put enough people to answer the phones quickly. And you start to see it in other companies as well. So BT are one of my favorite pet hate companies, because I think they're a fantastic organization with a great product, but the service doesn't quite match up at times. And their kind of Beyond Limits marketing campaign was fantastic to kind of relaunch themselves. But if anyone's tried to get out of a contract with BT early, that you are very limited in your choices. And so I was curious about it anyway. And then obviously where we are at the moment with the current situation, that kind of purpose is really coming to the fore. You're starting to see some companies that are really doing great things, and others that are being found wanting, and they're really being tested between doing things that they really do believe in versus what's commercially good. I think Morrison's have been brilliant. We know them well from having worked with them in the past. They were a really purpose-led company. Really early on, their CEO said, well, look, our purpose is going to be to feed the nation during this period. And straight away, they said they were going to pay all their suppliers, so they took all that worry away from their suppliers. They said they were going to support their colleagues in hardship. They agreed to pay their colleagues a higher bonus. So actually investing in their colleagues, because they knew they were going to be working harder. They launched a kind of new essentials box for their customers, this kind of £30 essentials box. So their actions really quickly kind of brought their purpose to life. And then conversely, you had Evans Cycling along in the whole Sports Direct empire, that knew people were going to start to be at home more and need to exercise. And so I think kind of demand for indoor cycling went up about 1,000%, and so Evans put its price up for all these rather than helping out. So and I think there's some really interesting examples about that at the moment. So that's something I'm curious about, this kind of connection between what brands say they're going to do and what they actually do in the broadest sense, and how you can see perhaps where a purpose is really true to a company and where it's just marketing speak.
Yeah. No, great. Thanks for that, John. That's really interesting. No, I completely agree. Actually, it's funny, isn't it? You see, especially you reference now, you first started thinking about it before this sort of pandemic hit, and now in this current sort of situation, it's more important than ever. You know, I listened to a podcast for Scott Galloway recently, and he talks about the companies that are going to get through this are the ones that are people led and have a purposeful, you know, and then really kind of merge the two, and then obviously have a bit of cash to spare as well, because obviously that's going to be a good thing in this current environment. But no, really interesting, yeah. So, and I completely agree. You know, as you say, it's not just about lip service. It's actually about kind of proof behind the pudding and actually doing something that they say they're going to do, and that's the ones that are going to hopefully come out on top now, but continue to come out on top really.
Yeah.
So great stuff.
I think you're really seeing companies that are putting humanity first.
Yeah.
You know, those that have got that real human core in them and understand what people really need at a human level, and everything else is kind of frittering away around the edges. So that kind of real humanity, and it'll be interesting to see how long that lasts for. Once everything goes back to normal, whatever normal ever really is anyway.
Exactly. And I think, this is not limited to specific kind of categories or industries either, is it? I mean, this is a kind of a broad brush, whether you're talking about our world as agencies or, supermarkets or kind of, subscription kind of businesses. I think everyone's kind of liable to this. So it's about, just time to step up and go from there. So great.
Exactly.
Well, look.
Right.
Perfect. Well, thank you for that, John. That's really interesting. Obviously, I'll leave you to go back to your day job or to go back to some more meditation. And keep the thinking going. And obviously, if you're those of you who are watching this now, when it comes onto LinkedIn or whatever, if you want to kind of chat more with myself or John about any of this, obviously we'll be more than happy to talk.